How we look?
See, it's
not bad.
fixed. Well, almost.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, probably more towards that. There you go.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, it works.
Staring right into your soul
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Sus.
That's a nice.
Way to interrupt.
Hey guys.
Welcome to the Ruckus Room Monday podcast recap episode 60.
9.
I was gonna say 7, but
Dude,
I
we'll
guess.
Saved you.
well, thanks. I almost messed it
Yeah,
up.
you almost said the not funny.
Podcast episode 5.
Yeah,
No,
it's
it's
actually episode 4.
Yeah, you're gonna have
episode 0? Or session 0 was episode 1?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that just means we're just got to hold on to this one for another
true.
60.
What? So, yeah, last session, huh? That was a whole deal.
Goblins sure were.
Goblins. Yeah, I guess
the
we'll
whole combat I was awake for the whole time.
I always struggle with starting these.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's
what
not
do we?
fair.
Kill him.
That's not fair.
Yeah, but him being awake was.
Not fair.
And
Yeah,
then the
It
next,
made the combat harder.
the next combat.
Chris, because you were
Lord.
conscious, he sent because the dogs weren't there at the start.
Yeah,
He sent them in because you still were conscious.
Yeah.
They
Don't
material.
don't
it was
worry.
literally on
Next
purpose
game
for
was
that reason.
next combat was nothing but ones and almost dropping.
As it should be.
You made the good choice of staying behind
Yeah, it's like,
everyone
this
to roll ones.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. No one got. That's my negative. I'm saying it right now.
Yeah,
Chris
already.
rolled 5 ones in a row and nothing bad happened
Yeah.
other than my fucking spear breaks.
Yep.
I wanted him to just go like fucking and then like ricochets off a wall and like smashes someone in the head.
Especially in tight quarters.
I don't
and
care
in
about
all
I don't
difficult
care about your
terrain plays.
reflex saves, Chris.
Yeah.
I know what you're gonna say. I don't care. 5 ones. 5.
4.
I don't care.
Also,
That
he,
was
five
he
ones.
forgot to roll like one of his reflexes.
5 ones
He didn't
all
even roll it.
Sure, I got
At the point, it
I don't
became-
know. There was a lot
at the
of
po-
ones.
At the point, it became like 4 ones, and you just kept going. Your spear just breaks. I was like,
Yeah, and especially since, like, I remember in your game, when I rolled one, it was maybe, 2 ones in a row, I died.
Yeah.
Instantaneous.
You fell down the pit. You didn't make the check to hold on to it. Someone rolled a 1 to grab the rope to save you, and they cut it. And then you rolled like a 1 to grab onto a ledge.
Yep.
I'm sorry if you're a coward. Like,
yeah, no, he's right. Like that.
like I'm
just kill you.
sorry.
Listen, 4 ones in a row, nothing bad happened. Disappointing.
Fair.
That was definitely my negative.
Speaking of which, I guess we can just start with you, Chris.
Sure.
God.
"What's your positive?" That he didn't kill you.
And he gave you a baby shaker and said, "It's okay, little baby boy, you'll be fine. Here, I'll just break your spear. You'll be okay.
Little baby man.
I didn't ask.
I
to
am
not
just-
die.
That's true. He didn't ask. He just got babied,
That's true.
whether he wanted it or not.
Positive. Gee, what do you think positively about that game?
Positive.
I don't know. I had fun.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it was fun. Negative.
Yeah, it was.
It was alright. Negative. Instant. What do I want to see more of? Less of that.
Less of that. 100% less of it.
Yeah, no, honestly, I just don't have much to say about it. All in all, it's like positive. Like it was fun. It was more of what was going on. We had a good amount of time to kind of talk and role play as the characters, between each other with the camp. There was a lot of combat going on. I thought it was pretty fun. I liked that the combats were different. Negative. Ones aside, I didn't really like the whole tunnel kind of aspect of that second combat. It was real confusing at times. Like, okay, so we can move in front of each other, but we can't but there's not enough room for anyone to be next to each other, especially after all those goblins are dropped in. Yeah, it's like, my character would have thought, the crossbow's malfunctioning, I'm gonna need to fix this later, which meant right now there is not a lot I can do until these goblins are out of the way. But more goblins are coming, so I don't feel like I have the time to deal with that. So I've got very limited options.
Yeah.
Which the
I think that's
ones
just how we
did not
handled it.
help.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think
I
that
mean,
was really
really
on
just
Seth.
Backed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that was really on Seth. I think that was just, it was a bad it's not
Well,
bad
I'm
combat, but
putting
bad
it on.
situation.
It was.
But I think those are fine too. Because
Right.
in retrospect, you can't have every combat be, it's an open field and everything's good. I think it should be unique, right?
Yeah.
I think
Sometimes
we
you run
handled
issues.
it poorly,
Yeah.
obviously, as a group, just in the sense of
Nah,
it didn't
handled
go.
perfectly.
What?
Sleep is.
Hiya!
Sleep has been. You have made me reconsider every combat I'm making. In the
Don't worry
future.
about sleep. Remember, it's
Yeah,
really
I know.
powerful right early, and then as soon as you hit like 3rd level, it starts becoming tits ass useless.
It should be totally useless. It, should
It might
still have
sleep
its-
one person.
But
yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Sleep is one of those ones that goes,
Sure.
wow, it's really good early level, and then all of a sudden you're like, now I don't do anything.
Yeah. But it does have it's pretty oppressive in the early levels.
Yeah, in the early
But
levels.
anyway,
That's why you just give your things levels.
that's just it, right?
True.
I'm a level 3 fighter. All the other ones go down, and it's like,
Yeah.
And
Like, I can't affect the
or
big
just
guys
better will
most of the
saves.
time.
yeah.
Oh yeah. There are, like I said, it's made me consider more things.
Yes.
That's all.
Yeah.
A lot of half elves.
Lots. They're just all half elves.
Half elves, full elves, a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
But yeah.
Songs.
And when it comes to something I want to see more of, this one is actually more towards us. I was noticing a lot of, and this was a lot from me too, just very a lack of description in combat. I noticed that for us, it was just a lot of I sleep, I throw the javelin, I punched, I kick. Like it's.
Yeah, that's fair.
I felt like we could have had a little more flair to our attacks, or a little more description to describe how we were going about it. Just
I always do that.
Yeah.
I always go like fucking do physical stuff.
and that's why I went.
Oh.
I mean, a
That's
part
why
of
I also
that
gave
is.
examples of us.
I mean,
but still, I think it's a thing that.
It will happen from time to time.
Yeah.
But you are right. We
But-
should be
yeah.
spicing something.
Well,
up.
I mean, the other thing about that is I don't know, also playing the game the way you have fun. If that's not
That's
something,
also
if that's not
true.
something you think of when you're playing, then again, like as a DM, I describe a lot of things. But you're right. If it's something that you want to do, then by all means do it more. I'm always happy to hear descriptions and. It helps me visualize. It's the same as it helps you guys, right? And it just makes it a fuller experience. And if that's not something that like piques your interest, or it's not doesn't help you visualize or whatever, then don't do it. Like,
treat. I say
that's
that's
individual
yeah,
basis.
Yeah,
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 that is
exactly.
very
I treat that like how I treat roleplay. Is you should never force someone to roleplay. If someone doesn't want to roleplay, they're not gonna, and if you force them to roleplay, they're just gonna do it poorly or make
not
it worse.
like it.
Yeah,
Or
or
not
yeah,
like
you're
it,
gonna make
that's
them do
true.
something they don't like. So, the best way to get someone to describe their attacks more is just do it yourself, and people might take inspiration. Just yourself, just go, hey, that's something I want. Okay, I'm gonna describe my attacks more, and maybe while you're describing your attacks more, people will be like, oh, that sounds really cool. I'll do that too.
Yeah, but that being said, bringing it up as because
Yeah,
sometimes
it's good
a
to
lot
bring
of people, or a lot of the times, it's like we oftentimes will leave most things up to the DM's discretion, right? But in terms of description of a room or a particular attack, a lot of the times we'll just describe the outcome of an attack. But putting that out there as an option, like, hey. You can, if you so desire, describe your own attack, or maybe for me it's like asking or prompting, how do you do that? Like how Matt Mercer does the last blow kind of deal, right? How do you want to do this? Which is something that is, I don't know, I think it could be fun to reinstate. If you guys think that would be fun.
I mean, I think personally the way I do my sleep thing is that is like I've described. That's a bit of a person that is a characterization of my character.
Yeah.
His whole thing is he just kind of goes slap, and like I've characterized a couple other things too. So
Yeah, it's also real quick. Might want to just move that camera. It touching the table every
Yeah,
slight
it's shaking
jar.
every time the table moves.
Yeah, like I could see. Yeah, they have not had a moment of being still.
Yeah, the camera's just been shaking.
Is there any way you could move that one? Because we catch your hands.
Well, it's either you're catching my hands or you're catching my chest.
Catching these fucking
Yeah.
hands?
It's either you're catching my hand or my whole body.
In other words,
There's a reason I moved it forwards.
But yeah, cool. So just more description from. And I mean, maybe that's just a personal note for yourself. I don't know. Like that's fine.
I mean, it sounds
I
like
think a better
that's
way
really
to
what
put it
should
is just be
yeah.
more in the moment. Try and be a little more in the moment when you're doing things, right? Instead of just the let's get this over with mentality.
Jeez, just more opportunities to self-describe.
Ah.
Yep, that sounds good to me.
Oh, and actually, I know I just remember. Yeah, something that I didn't really like is that. In the moment, when I ran ahead and I got bombarded with the spears and javelins, and then you paused the game to give me a moment to speak, like I had, you said, so this up, and you say, and we held
that's
that's
fair, yeah.
I don't, why are you putting this
Just because
on
it was,
me?
I saw it.
It was
very
comedy for
comedic.
us, but for him, his character was in like.
Yeah, his character was
like,
like,
this
yeah,
sucks.
totally
Yeah,
fair.
it's like, I didn't know what you wanted me to say.
Yeah.
in that.
No
Like, I was just-
Seinfeld.
Yeah, no Seinfeld
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah,
No
it's like-
forced
Yeah,
Seinfeld.
I think if something like that, if you want something funny like that, don't get Chris to say anything. Just have him like, be like
Just
he
get him to
turns-
stop talking.
You could just be like, he turns towards you with like 14 javelins impaled in his chest, still standing, conscious, and stares at you. It's like, oh,
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, because I guarantee, at least not for a long while, I will not have a funny quip ready for you at a moment's notice.
Yeah, no, that's correct.
Just not
Except
a
for
long
right now.
Yeah, I'm a porcupine.
Zip it.
He was right.
There we go.
It was
Give
on
Zeb
brand.
it. That's it. That's our bazinga. Give Zeb Beb. Done.
Bazing.
There, you
Like
did this.
that, I will
It's too
delete
much.
it all.
There,
too much.
You did this.
Too much.
You just bleep him out. You could just bleep out
That
what
would
he
be
said.
pretty funny.
That
would be it.
I like that. Bleep it.
It's our new.
Yeah,
it's our
fair.
new. It's our new bazinga.
Yeah.
Just
There,
bleep it.
I'll be no. I will be no. I'll know to use it anytime there's this weird silence out that I've got to say. Give Zeb Beb.
We're gonna bleep all of them.
That's
He's
awesome.
not gonna remember.
Thanks, you would know.
That's what you use.
Listen here, I've already forgotten what he said.
I know,
jeez.
but
I know it started with Geb.
I'm
Zeb-
only gonna
Zeb
remember out
Beb.
of spite now.
See, I don't have it. I can't pick it up. Too much.
Respectful.
It is written.
Glenn.
All right, next.
Yeah, plus I liked a lot of the role play bits were fun. The underground was kind of described really cool. It was just like a neat setting that I liked.
Yeah.
I like that. It was good.
Sick.
Sweet. Combats were nice. I just like that. Yeah, there was like difficult terrain, and goblins aren't just there to fight. They're trying to run. Sometimes, like that one was just fucking freaked out, and it's like, I am going to die. I'm going to run instead of fight. And I'm like, yeah, that makes
cowards.
sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Perfect. Okay, cool.
Should have killed Chris. Like, I think we can all
Yeah, that
agree
was-
at this point.
I don't think you should
I think-
kill him, but I
no,
think
but
something
I
much
get
worse
what
should
you're
have
saying.
happened.
Yeah, I think once again, like with the combat in the tunnel, it was one of those combats where it was like a bit. It got to the point where there was a bit too many pieces, and it got confusing because it was like when we first entered, I was like, oh, it's like a big tunnel with this swinging trap, and then it was suddenly this really tight tunnel with this swinging trap, and I'm like, oh fuck, okay, maybe this plan isn't gonna work, I guess, and then improvised. And then suddenly there's the turn, and I'm like, okay, I didn't know the tunnel. Because from when we first entered, I thought it was just a big, long tunnel.
Yeah,
And then we got to the trap, and suddenly we saw the turn, and I'm like, huh? And then there's many goblins pouring out. I'm like, oh god, why didn't I hear these goblins before? Were
I
they
think
just...
similar to the first game, where like the bridge distance thing that I mentioned. This is a similar thing of like we mentioned. It was described like there's tunnels, there's all this, there's all that, but there was never any tangible numbers mentioned like at all. There was no moment where it was like the tunnel is 5 feet across, or like the tunnel is 30 feet long.
Yeah,
like,
it was- yeah,
even,
I got
it doesn't have, you don't have to do all of it, but just little things. Because like in the combat, I will admit, I think we all had that moment where we went, can we walk past each other? Can we even do this?
You can.
I will give us a set. He did say the tunnel was 4 feet across.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So
He's,
would
Okay,
we be
okay.
squeezing the whole time though?
Yeah,
Yes.
4 feet
Well,
across, that would
4
make
feet-
them squeezed.
Well, the thing is you can move through an ally square.
No, I know, I
unimpeded,
remember, but,
right.
but by the game rules, if you're fitting into anything smaller than your size, you have heavy.
4 feet across, you can stand fairly.
But you can't fight very
You
well.
can't fight.
No,
I mean,
no,
yeah,
that's
remember
for
the thing.
sure,
4 feet
for
across,
sure.
even if you're 3 feet at the shoulders, you can't move your arms normally,
Yeah, that's true.
right?
Yeah.
So like the other thing is like the tunnel didn't feel like a tunnel; it felt like a cave
Yeah.
because we had no negatives for
know.
being in a tunnel really.
Well, I mean, as small creatures, you
it-
guys. are
like
fine.
that was the
yeah,
thing.
totally.
You may have described it, but we missed it. Obviously, the players, that's on us. But I think just opportunities to add tangible numbers more often would make it better.
Yeah, totally. More tangible,
Because I think that would have probably helped the whole situation a bit. It was an awkward area, though. So
It was just an awkward fight.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
an
yeah.
awkward fight, and I'm okay with awkward fights every once in a while. I think that's fine as long as it's done right, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think awkward fights are just as long as they're handled well.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't I
they're
don't
only
want.
awkward because they were handled poorly.
Yeah, I don't
No,
want
it's
every fight to be
strange, right?
always easy, right? Like, but
Well, of course not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just
that
felt
would
like
be fun.
again it felt like one of those things where like the descriptions kind of kept confusing me. Where
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, the tunnels. I'm not sure what the tunnel size is in my head, and then the fucking pendulum swinging thing. How low does it hit? How far away is the turn where the goblins are?
yeah,
Yeah, the numbers.
It was like, ugh.
yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get
those
that.
natural ones. That was the
More
biggest. That was the biggest depression.
consequence.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, especially when you get like if it's the same consequence
Yeah.
every time and it's
doesn't-
not even
yeah.
that bad. It's like,
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
no.
Like,
okay,
nobody-
I guess I'll
nobody
just
got
roll
hurt.
ones.
It's just
Out of
my-
all those ones, nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
Nobody had any detriment. He
I roll
wrote
a
some
one when I
javelins.
make potions and it completely fucks them up, but he rolls a one on an attack and it does nothing.
But nobody got hurt with the potions. It was.
I mean-
It
you
hurt our
fell.
chances of going into the tunnel for an
That's
entire
true.
day.
Yeah,
That's
it
true.
did delay us.
Yeah,
Which
it-
those ones
And it
felt
hurt
good.
my reputation.
Yeah. See, but those ones felt good because it was like, oh,
That's
something
way
bad
worse than hurting a
happened.
spear
Yeah,
that he
mine-
doesn't even care about.
That
Hey,
is true.
our
I-
mother gave us those javelins.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Also, to be fair, they have a chance of breaking when you just use them
That's
anyways.
true.
So,
I just broke secondary.
so it's just
weapons,
like,
yeah, I
oh
had
wow,
no
he
real-
broke a javelin.
And a part of that is how we handle ones, and a part of how, or at least how I've historically handled ones.
Yeah.
In that, well, if you roll a 1, so long as you roll your reflex save, should be fine, right? That, and, but that's how we've let's agree. That's how we've normally done it.
guess,
And
yeah.
with a potion, it's one thing, but the thing about a potion is that there's not really any reflex save that you can do, which is
Yeah.
it's hard to recover from.
Yeah, well, you can
And
make me
I
roll
could-
spellcraft to make sure I did it right. Like, I see something
That's
wrong
true.
in the
I mean,
potion,
that
I'm
makes
like,
sense.
That's not normal.
Well, the big thing with like reflex on a natural one is I've always interpreted it as I make the reflex so I don't hit myself.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it was supposed to be the whole time,
Yeah,
and then
I
we
don't-
evolved it.
yeah,
the whole
like-
idea is you don't hurt yourself with a weapon, because if you have a natural weapon, you don't have to roll reflex.
Yeah, which is, I mean, that is also one of those things that
Yeah.
is more of our home.
Like in all
rules.
honesty, I expected you around the third or fourth one to have Hayden or me or Glenn take a javelin.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
expecting.
I expected one of us to get hit.
That's true.
Yeah, on,
Yeah.
on the second one, I was like, oh, man,
somebody's taking
I'm like,
damage.
it's totally gonna be Hayden because he was
Yeah.
holding the,
Yeah.
he was
Oh.
holding the thing up. I was expecting the javelin to hit him in the back, and he was gonna let go of the thing. I was gonna get smacked with the thing.
Oh, no,
That's
no,
the
no.
other thing.
I would have got hit by the javelin and gone.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah, and then I'd be hitting the thing.
And then he would have.
yeah.
Because he's also terribly wounded.
But I mean, in all honesty, if that happened, that probably would have been super funny and fun. Because nobody would have
Right.
died, and it would have just been like, holy crap, we just got annihilated by Chris fucking up.
yeah, it could that something like that could also turn the tides about.
Yeah.
Like that has
Exactly.
the potential to change things around, and then you guys are forced back out of the tunnel, and
Yeah.
then there's suddenly even more problems.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It creates
Yeah, yeah.
a dynamic flow, and it
that
makes it
might-
so we don't feel like we're like immortal,
Yeah,
kind of.
more
right?
tangible consequences.
Yeah, that might add to the thing of like where it felt like we just want to get this done with vibe
Yeah.
of like, oh wow, okay, the same attacks and the same things are happening every time. You keep rolling ones,
And it's
you just
all
you just go
working.
break,
Yeah, right.
break. I just keep going bomb. You just keep going sleep. You just keep going
waiting.
log.
Yeah, like there
Well,
was
the log was
no.
kind of cool.
Yeah, the log was
Yeah,
cool.
but it was just the
Waiting.
same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
over
was
and
like there was
over,
no
right?
actual.
Like, there was no change in the dynamic. It wasn't a dynamic combat at all. It was just
Yeah, it was
get rid
definitely
of
one-sided.
X goblins. It felt like a fetch quest.
Yeah, the other thing was even after we scared them, they came back, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
like that, I don't think that was a bad move, but it did add to that feeling of just like, oh, it doesn't matter what we do as long as we just keep killing goblins and moving forward,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, maybe. Yeah, like it felt just like very samey, and
Yeah.
the fact that descriptions and effects of rolls were the same every time.
Yeah, that's
it
just
didn't
it.
invoke any desire
Yeah,
to
right.
want to change anything. It just kind of felt like, oh,
Well, if it's
okay.
working, why should I change?
Yeah,
it,
it's
right.
like, oh,
that's and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
you know.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the consequences are not bad here.
Working.
Yeah. Devin brings up a good point. Maybe the enemies can change their tactics. Maybe
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
retreat, and there was that whole other room where they were
Yeah,
shooting
they
us
could have
from.
just stayed
Maybe
there,
all
right?
of them just set up in there with bows, and we go,
And
oh
then,
fuck.
then we get the
Yeah.
whole Chris situation where he got pegged. Like we're like, oh shit, they might just fucking destroy us if we turn the corner, right?
Yeah, rounds the corners.
Yeah.
Like now there's like 12 goblins with ranged weapons. We're like, ow,
Yeah.
fuck, maybe
Yeah.
we don't want to go around the corner.
Effectively, yeah, it's hard. I know as a DM to sometimes think in the moment like that, but maybe a best way to think of it is try not to hand victory to us too much.
No,
right?
and
And I don't think that's what your intention was, but
And I think a part of this, and you know what it is, it's a so coming off of a lot of games that I've done, I know one of the things that I always would hear is like, not every fight needs to be a boss fight, and a part of me I think took that a little too far, where I'm like, oh yeah, you know what, they should win. Not every fight should be like a tooth and nail struggle. Sometimes they want to win, but I feel I've overswung to the other side in the last
I
little
think
bit here.
you just shouldn't think about those things.
Yeah.
Really, I think you should
just let them play, right?
Because the game,
Yeah, make it the way it is.
Yeah.
well, yeah, and the system has
And then-
already a system for giving challenge without overpoweringness,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And a way to bend that a bit.
Yeah.
But the whole CR system is there to help you find challenge for players without
Totally. Oh,
overburdening
yeah.
them,
It all
or
works
vice versa.
perfectly.
Maybe finding too much challenge if you want to push it.
Yeah.
of course.
And I don't know.
And I mean,
Just treat player defeat and death with more grace and dignity than I do.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
That's
That-
just that's it.
Allow us the
Yeah.
opportunity to die,
Yeah.
but make it cool.
That fight wasn't not a challenge, because when I got mobbed by the goblins,
you
almost
died, right?
I went to 4 health, and I
That's
went.
true.
I stood up and I went to 4 health, and I went. I'm still at the front. I can't run.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die, and I'm trapped at the front of this tunnel. But then the sleep things happen, and even then it was kind of like I didn't.
there were
I
some
didn't have
nerves.
Well, there was nerves, but it didn't really feel like it really mattered, because it
Yeah.
was like, oh, Chris keeps rolling ones and nothing bad happens. I'm probably just gonna go unconscious and get revived. It just felt like felt like I'm.
There was no
Yeah, I think the
real
the
danger.
opening round was like, oh, things are happening, and then, yeah, when I said like handing us the victory, I didn't mean you made it easy. I think you made it simple,
Yeah.
a little too simple. Like it was just like, oh, they're just gonna keep coming into the tunnel. I can just sleep them. You could just hit them. Anyone could just do whatever, and if they're just gonna keep repeating it, it's gonna work, right?
Yeah.
And then when they finally did pull back, they didn't engage with us. They just ran, right? So it didn't turn into more of a combat, really. Like, we had, like, 2 guys come at us, right? And there's, like, 5 of us. Like, it's like, I don't know if you just didn't have enough goblins or whatever, but...
Well, I mean, it was about part of that.
Yeah,
But-
whatever it is, it's just... I don't think you did anything intentionally. I think it just... If they held back and, like, thought
Yeah.
a little more tactically, that would have been
Yeah, I
better.
think the comment just came down to a feeling of it's now video game mode.
Yeah,
That's what it
yeah,
felt like.
that was a very big feel of it.
Well,
Just like, I could
yeah.
exploit this
Kill
easily.
and
Yeah,
and goblin. Yeah, sleep. Bomb. I'll just use my best skill. That's
Yeah.
what it came down to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna lie. After I slept the first group, I thought we were gonna leave the tunnel. I'm not gonna lie. When that happened, I went sleep. I was like, oh, they're pulling back. Now we're gonna go fight in that room. And then they came back out, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Why are they coming out?
No, that makes sense. Yeah, just
Yeah.
think, just
Don't be afraid
No,
to
no,
make
d-
enemies
d-
smart, right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
smart, sure, yeah,
Smarter,
sure,
yeah.
right?
Like, they can be dumb sometimes. That's cool, too. But don't be afraid to give them a little bit of smartness. Like, to be like, hey, maybe we actually want to defeat these guys, right?
Well, yeah. So cool. Yeah. More than fair. More tangible tactics, consequences. Just
Yeah.
doing that.
Mostly just I think
consequences
proper
are important.
That's really brought it down. Where I was kind of like,
It's like,
where
we
we
can
can
get
get
away with anything.
it's kind of like these bad things are happening to us, but it's not. It didn't really feel like it was gonna last.
Yeah.
It felt like the same things. Anyway.
Yeah,
Totally. No, I get you.
I mean, yeah, like my back-to-back ones were just more or less I lost a turn.
Yeah.
Move on.
Effectively, yeah.
Yeah. it was-
And I don't think
that
a
was it.
1 should be you lose a turn. A bad roll should be you lose a turn.
Yeah.
A 1 should be uh-oh.
You done goof.
Yeah, you done goof. Something went wrong.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Hayden?
So I'm positive. You know, I like that. I like that things are connected in the world, but like not everything is like overly connected. Like we're getting little bits here and there. We're finding more of the spires. We found another one of those gems. But like, yeah, it's nice that things are like spaced apart, connected. It's not just like back to back. Oh, this kind of a thing.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
My negative. First off, I have 2. One's a small one. My first one. I did not enjoy bringing that guy back to camp because we went, hey, we're gonna take you back to camp and then we can talk. And then he kept trying to talk. We're like,
that was a bit of a
we are in the
weird
Goblin Cave. All of us are horribly wounded.
And we were in danger.
Let's go. And he's like, I'm a makeup artist. I'm like, I don't care right now.
Shut up.
Maybe once we're safe, we can discuss things.
That might have been a characterization, to be fair. I don't know, but
Yeah.
And my second negative, tactical dog.
Yeah, that was a weird moment.
The dog that just is like,
Oh, yeah,
five foot
back up,
step
just ready to
back
charge.
and prepares to charge.
Yeah.
Like a goblin doing that, sure. The like 3 intelligence dog, no.
No, that
Yeah,
just
that's
doesn't make
very
sense.
fair.
Unless
I
you have a
totally
really
agree.
good reason, it doesn't
Yeah,
make
Yeah,
sense.
it didn't get
guess.
it didn't get hit at all. It's with its other dog friend.
Yeah, if it got hit and then it did that,
when
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, or
But he
something.
did just
Back
kind of go
off.
like,
Yeah,
It just went, and now I'm gonna charge you.
yeah.
There's a stop.
Tactical dog.
Kind of like the bull just.
Yeah.
Did you even hit that dog?
No.
No.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? The dog didn't even take damage.
Yeah.
He just kind of went like, "You're shooting things," and it's like, "What?" It was a weird moment.
It should have been reversed. The whole thing should have been kind of reversed.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
goblins
I should've
should have
charged the
been
dog, yeah.
the ones who were
Yeah, who
using-
were like, "Oh no!"
And honestly,
There was one
I was
smart goblin.
yeah, I was
He ran away from people throwing things at him.
because there were
that
two
was
smart
good.
goblins. They both ran.
Yeah,
away.
one died.
One made it.
No,
smart
neither
and
neither of those two died.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're-
yeah,
the other,
right.
the recurring villain goblin.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
recurring villain
Yeah.
goblin.
He let him become a
Okay,
recurring
listen,
villain
we
goblin.
let him go. I could have
Oh.
stopped him. I said, "This is fine." He could have. I would have stopped.
Yeah, that's why it was the let him become a
Let it-
recurring
yeah,
villain
yeah.
goblin.
Recurring villain goblin.
Yes, and I look forward to finding. I don't remember what your goblin's name was. The Duder.
Ah, yes.
Oh.
Duder 2 in the
No.
future.
Wasn't it
I don't
Nasher or
want him.
something?
Yeah,
Nasher.
Nasher.
I don't want him.
Yeah.
Nasher was dude.
I don't want
duder.
Nasher
I don't want
2.0.
I look
Yeah.
forward to
Um,
Nasher 2, the Dudering.
Make fair.
Yeah.
But put brains where they need to be.
Yes,
It's basically,
correct,
I think
yeah. Yeah, that's a good way
Yeah.
to
seems to be
put it
the-
together.
Look, yeah, just look at their stats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at their stats go up.
Stat,
Yeah.
the numbers on the paper do help a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, CR.
Not saying
intelligence.
customization's not good. It is.
No,
good,
but
just
it's
where it's
it makes-
needed.
where it
Yeah,
makes-
where it's needed.
Or just give a reason for it.
That's also
like if
true.
we see the
Yeah.
dog is like bursting with magic or something, and
Yeah.
then it does that, it's like okay.
Yeah, or maybe the dog comes out and immediately shows that it's smarter than the rest, right?
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh,
And
that's
it's
a
like
smart
it's an alpha
boy.
dog.
Yeah, right.
The Sigma dog.
Sigma dog.
Sigma dog.
Or if we
Trillionaire
found
Sigma
like
dogs.
like a journal or something of someone who might have come to town
Yeah, exactly.
earlier,
Just
just like these things seem smarter than they actually are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, justification, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. Anything you want to see more of?
When will we learn that our actions have consequences?
I don't know.
we don't know.
Hopefully, the next time there's consequences.
Hopefully.
I'll just send you guys down a pit or something.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, do it.
One pit, one ghoul. That's all
One
you need.
pit, one pit, one ghoul. That's all you need to kill a party.
Look,
That,
true.
that,
We are
that
hitting
that
into-
name comes from Sonic Fan. on YouTube.
Oh, I
It's
didn't
like
know
this
that's what they were
skinny
called.
little kid, and he's like always pacing around. He's
Your
talking about
actions
how the
are
fan base of
consequences.
Sonic ruined Sonic, and he's like, "You freaking freaks!"
Oh,
Yeah, that kid.
yeah,
yeah. I've never watched the video. I
Oh,
just
yeah,
know.
it's-
you
wild.
got to. You have
It's
to.
wild.
It's pretty good.
It's a wild video.
But yeah, we need more pits. We're going to the 5th session, and I haven't died yet.
Yeah, this is a lot.
Right?
Like
Hayden
I'm not
doesn't
on my
suck.
3rd character yet.
Come on. Come on, man.
Listen, this isn't a Chris game.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
about to ask, does that happen to anyone else?
You're allowed to become attached to characters in this game.
Yeah.
You can keep
I don't
this
know,
one.
I'm
You can
still
keep this
holding
one.
on.
It's still risky.
I get it. Your heart has been blackened by a very, very evil and ancient man.
An ancient man punishing.
An ancient evil has descended on this earth.
Chris the Ancient Evil.
Yeah, he
next.
watches those. He'll get
Positive. I really liked how the combats were different. I like that much. As much as we've complained about some of the combats this whole talk, I did appreciate that they were different each time. Like, it wasn't just, oh, go to next room, fight horde of goblins. Oh, go to next room, fight horde of goblins, right? Like, it changed up. I appreciate that. I think that's great. I think that's always great. Even if it doesn't go 100% well.
Which, yeah.
Yeah, I would rather variety than just boring sameness, right? Yeah.
Not the like generic dungeon crawl.
Yeah,
where
right.
It's just like
there's 12 square rooms. You enter a room, there's goblins. You enter a room, there's goblins.
Exactly.
And a treasure
Yeah,
chest.
yeah, yeah.
You enter
Like,
a
there was
room,
none of
there's a
that,
goo.
and that's
You
great.
enter a
I
room,
think
there's
that's
more
amazing.
goblins.
Negative. Well, other than the ones and consequences, I guess, I did feel like one little thing that bugged me was, as a spellcaster, I got auto-grabbed in the beginning of the game. And there was no roll for it.
By the
goblin.
The goblin?
Yeah, because you rolled to hit me.
Oh yes,
And then
so
you
a part
auto-grabbed
of,
me.
a part of that was actually the goblins themselves, because I had made these goblins different.
Yeah,
they
but
had-
even creatures who get attacks as part of grabs have to roll CMD. You still have to roll it afterwards.
not if they successfully hit with the
Yes,
attack
you
first.
still have to roll.
Wolves
Wolves are the same
well,
way.
it-
Animals
I don't
are the
know
same
what
way.
I don't know other creatures. I just know dog, and dog gets a free CMB.
Yeah,
to
you get a
crit when
free
they
check.
attack. I don't know about grapple things. I don't know.
You,
I don't know
you
what,
can double
I don't know-
check it.
I've never
but
read Octopus
from
or
what I've
anything
read
like that.
from any
I'm sure
creature
it's an
that does
octopus.
any of them, you have
It has
to
to be
roll
an
still.
octopus.
Because if you think about it logically,
Well,
AC's way easier to hit than CMD sometimes. And if you completely ignore the entire grapple mechanic, it doesn't really make it fair.
It's
for
just a
other
spell that
ones.
gives your natural attacks.
Just one.
yeah.
Grabs.
Yeah.
So
Can you imagine?
a part of that is I was looking at another creature to base the grab off of,
Your natural.
and so that's what I used for these goblins. So I just took what was said in the handbook.
Okay, well, normally with animals, unless it's specifically like said in it, like
No, so
as
that's-
part of an attack, it gets a
that's-
free grapple.
Yes, that's
Okay, that wording means you roll. It's the same with wolves. Wolves have the exact same ability. So does any animal with like any kind of grab. They don't get just a free
Yeah,
you are grappled.
They get a
That's
free
it.
attempt.
Yeah, it's a free
yeah,
attempt
free-
because
Yeah.
it doesn't make
that
sense
was
to get
just
the free.
misreading.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine if it was a mistake.
Yeah,
No
'cause I don't
worries.
know what the grapples
Right,
are like.
Chris?
I just know dog because I use dog a lot.
Yeah, but it is. I've checked the ruling for
I
monsters.
used it in a
It's the
recent
same
game,
for every
actually.
monster.
Yeah.
Thing. Like swallow whole is a similar thing. Some monsters get swallow whole as an attack, but they don't get to free swallow whole you just because they
Yeah.
hate you, right? Like yeah,
I wish you were there.
yeah. It just
Oh,
that
you
moment
might
didn't
stop
feel good to me
going
because
insane.
it was weird. But if it was a mistake, no.
You might have helped.
Totally makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
just
But that did also play into the consequence thing of it was like, oh, I walked into the woods and got auto grabbed, and then like a weird thing happened. Not bad. I think that was a good idea. It just that little moment made it a little weird, and then I was like, okay,
No, it makes
whatever.
sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But then it did make the ones feel worse because I was like, Chris, he can get away with everything.
No, yeah.
Oh, baby
I
man.
can't live, but he gets. I didn't ask for this.
Baby man.
I didn't.
No one asked to be a baby man, baby man.
little rattler, little baby hat.
And one thing you want to see more.
One thing I would definitely want to see more of is just the variety in the game. You're doing a lot of variety stuff. Like Hayden's point was really good. I really love that things are connected, but not like directly connected necessarily. And direct connection's also good, obviously, but it just the world feels very well lived in, or like like it's an experience. That's more than it doesn't feel like it's like I'm following the storybook. It feels like oh shit, there's stuff happening all over the fucking place. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, my hand's going.
It's
Whatever.
Okay. We'll
budget.
We'll figure out a. I've been looking at camera setup and stuff.
Yeah,
that I
we'll
wanna
have to
do.
look into that.
But yeah,
Variety and just like the flavor and like the life of the game. It feels great. I love it. I love more of it.
forget mechanics. At least I know flavor. Taste that, but you still want the crunch.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. No.
I mean, mechanics are always a struggle.
And a part of, well, I mean, it's just a matter of like I have been DMing like 5th edition games a lot.
Oh yeah.
And so going back to Pathfinder, it's just reaccumulating to the or reacclimating to the to the system. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Working on cars is hard.
Fuck, you're right. And with that,
Mechanics are hard.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's like I laughed and then I realized you were looking at me. I was like, what have I done next?
Into your eyes,
That was fun.
That's great.
yeah. I guess it's me. 1 plus. Fuck you guys. No. Yeah.
Oh yeah, prove it. Kill him.
I will.
Kill his character. He deserves it.
No. Yeah. 1. Yeah. I guess. God. What is? I think the big thing. Yeah. And this is something that so one plus is like your guys' characters are still just great. I like playing with them. They've been interacting with the world really nicely. You've all given me a lot to work with. And yeah, you're always saying yes. One thing that I did notice this last game, and it was a little bit in the time before that too, just letting go of like when there's an amount of rules that need to be clarified. Totally reasonable, and that's something that it's what we want to do because we want to stick to as close to what we've agreed upon on the rules as possible, right?
Spells.
But during
2 minutes. I didn't prep my spell.
Nightmare.
but during the game, noting where a rule is confused and then moving on is I think that was something that we dwelled on a lot more last game, and it's again knowing and having the rules is like you need to play the game, right? It keeps things clear, right? And it makes sure that we're all on the same page. But things like that need to be clarified should be done after the session.
Correct.
Especially on stream. Right?
No, I agree.
Yeah, and just I guess that's just we're here playing imagination, and we can clarify things. That's what we're doing. We're playing
Dude,
imagination.
I'm winning imagination.
Yeah.
Are you winning? Did you win Dungeons and Dragons
Every day, and if I lose, I'll make it everyone's problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
how you
one
win.
good thing
That's the
to
winning
help
thought.
because
Make the game
you know
afraid
some
to
you're
stop.
switching systems, so you don't know every rule off heart like some people do, and we're gonna get them wrong, as proven several times throughout the game. We get rules wrong that we think we know, right?
Right.
So one good tool for any DM that I think you would benefit from a lot is just a basic little. Just get some sheets, get some points that you think are important,
Now I know
and
there's
put
a
them
time
on.
bomb.
Just put the actual description right in front of you somehow.
I like that.
And it really helps because then instead of looking at a book, you can just go, actually, this is what I say,
No,
and that's
it's-
it, and then it's over, right?
Know what's helped a ton? Having my laptop next to me.
Yeah,
Dude,
that works a
that's
lot.
made things so fast. I can
Yeah.
look up a rule in 2 seconds quietly while you guys are talking or something, clarify something, and then go away. I don't need to look through a million books to
Yeah.
find the particular ruling. I can just go, what is this? This is this. Okay, no. Like the grappling, spellcasting while grappled.
Yeah,
Right,
that one.
and knowing
Figured that one
what that whole deal is, so now that that's clear, which is another conversation that
We'll
I
talk
think
about
we can
it
have
outside of
yeah
stream.
after
Yeah, we don't
but,
have to talk about that in this stream.
but yeah, it's having the laptop is super helpful.
Yeah, no,
because,
that's a great tool.
So what I figure we can do is if we still want to have a clearer or more like right away ruling, what'll happen is I'll just make a ruling on that particular subject at the time.
Yeah, and we'll just move on.
Move on, and then while we're doing stuff, look, clarify, and then at the end of the game we'll just discuss it.
Yeah.
And I'll be sure to make a note.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty much feeling good. I gotta go pretty quick. So-
I just want to say one final thing.
for
I
sure.
think a big benefit would be because we're streaming and because it does cause a lot of issue is just players should not, and we've all done this. I don't think players should be bringing up rulings from now on. Because it's really, honestly, it's your game and it's up to you. I think if we blatantly know something's wrong, sure, but if we're not sure, I don't think we should ever bring it up.
What it should be is
I think if we're not sure, we should ask.
We should ask, that's fine.
Yeah,
Asking's
that's
fine,
just
but
the-
I don't think we should do the whole, oh, actually, you're doing this wrong thing. Because every time we do that, it turns into a problem.
Win D&D.
I get out
But
my
like,
textbook.
Yeah, every time we've done that, it's turned into
But
a
that's
problem.
how I beat you guys.
yeah, I gotta win.
Yeah.
D&D, guys.
A dungeon master should be trying to kill his players, and I'm doing terribly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, as
that's
players,
why
the
we're
other
winning.
benefit we can do is read your fucking things, right? Like, we're players, we know what we're doing, read them. If it's something you don't have to do, don't bother reading it
What does
then.
it do?
But unless you want to.
Would you read it?
But
But
yeah.
yeah, sweet, awesome. I don't know. Is there anything else
That
anyone
was
wants
the
to
last
add?
thing I want to say.
My calves hurt.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
Did it happen?
Nah.
My
That'd be my
calves don't hurt.
Achilles.
We did the same things.
I'm fat.
There you go. Chris was going to say something, then we completely forgot.
Don't care.
Say it.
Yeah, so then we go right to the bowl then?
No,
or do you wanna-
that's it.
Yeah, that's
I gotta
it.
go.
All right.
He's
Well,
got
he's gonna
dust.
leave
I gotta
early.
get
We're
outta
already
here, bro.
40
Get the
minutes.
hang of it.
We don't have to do it
Get
every
outta
time, right? We talked about
No,
it.
we can do it without him. Go away. Go away. We're doing one. We're doing one without you.
Do one.
Okay, goodbye.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we'll talk
Goodbye.
about something fun.
I'm taking your spot now. And then we can adjust the camera.
Piss on his sheet. Piss
We're
on his
doing one.
butt.
I'm not going to piss on it.
Give it flavor.
But
All right.
you're right. Dump the coffee.
So fuck this Seth, right?
Oh yeah, fuck that DM guy.
Anyway.
What is it?
You can probably scoot the camera over a little bit. Hi, guys. Look, my hair is awful.
Oh.
No,
We'll never know.
is that yours?
No.
Did you just pull one out?
I just
Okay,
pulled it out.
what do we got? We're doing this one.
What's your favorite class and favorite race in D&D?
Well, Mr. Questionnaire, why don't you start us off?
My favorite class.
It's a bit of a whammy.
Favorite class and favorite race. I already got it.
Shit's rigged. Both these times have been mine, and I know I'm not the only one that's written stuff in here.
I mean, I should probably add some. I wasn't there the day we
Shit's
did it.
rigged.
Cry more.
Yeah, I will.
Well, where's the tears?
Little
Not
baby
good at-
man.
I'm not good at bringing
baby
tears.
boy
I
needs
told
his
you
baby
I'd lie. Told you.
Good luck at work, Seth.
Listen, you ever get away with a one
Where
again?
are we
You're
going?
getting the baby soother and the baby hat, everything. I'm gonna put a bib on
Asked
you.
for
I'm
none of
gonna
this.
put a diaper on you.
Not my fault for being babied.
Let's see. Probably my favorite race is the trucks. The like alternate, crazy bug man race.
forearms.
Yeah, you're just this large bug man with like two huge swole arms and little like grabby arms on your tummy, and you're just a big jack dude.
You're a monster.
And I think it's cool. I just like monster races are fun.
Horrifying.
Class. What's your class?
My favorite class.
Favorite class. It's tough.
So yeah, so it's a bit of a toughie.
Especially when you kill all of them.
I mean, if you need time to think, I can.
Yeah, we
Just
can just
kinda
keep
have a
going
little-
and then
little
come
thing to
back.
keep
We can do
going.
one and then come around.
Yeah. Because I know, like, it is real fun sometimes just being this, like, freak of nature kind of abomination. Also adds this kind of an interesting kind of dynamic where, yeah, now not everybody is just another race that people could just see in like big towns or there, and now it's like, what the fuck is this
Yeah,
thing?
don't come in.
What?
Yeah.
What are you trying to bring? What kind of havoc are you going to wreak? And
Yeah. Hey, we're a normal human town. Oh God, a monster.
It's
It's,
just-
not just hello, I'm adventurer.
Yeah.
Come into your bar. It's more like ah!
it's like, why is there a
Maybe
12 foot
you
tall
need to do a
6-armed
quest for us before we even give you quests. Like what
People
the fuck?
like you. People
Yeah,
Make
like-
us prove that you're
Yeah.
not a monster.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
why did you bring the 6 foot tall crustacean bug man into town?
Yeah.
What the hell are you going to do?
All right. I think my favorite class is the synthesis summoner.
Nice.
I know it's broken, but I just like it I like the flavor of it. I love either having the stand someone behind me, or getting the armor and being like
Yeah.
I'm a big boy, fight me.
Yeah, I'm a smart man, and then you. Rah, yeah.
It is horribly broken. It's a
completely
disgusting
broken.
class.
But
A close runner-up for my favorite class. I've never played it, but I want to play the wizard archetype of the scroll wizard, where a scroll is your sword and a shield.
Yeah.
It's so hilarious.
Yeah.
it's just the notion of it.
Yeah, just, I have a scroll.
Paper cut.
That's not pretty great.
It's one of those like dumb things, which one day I want to do it.
Yeah.
Go, Chris.
Okay.
Usually, I mean, we usually
We
do
do usually go this way,
clockwise.
but-
Okay, well, what do you want then?
I'm changing it up.
I might go.
Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Are we doing crisscross now? Crisscross applesauce?
No, we're doing
Am
Chris
I going?
I mean, do you have one ready, Devin, or do you?
I did until all that happened.
I'm saying it, and we're going crisscross. I'm saying mine. Half-orc barbarian. It is my favorite racing class, just because it is so iconic and it always feels good to play. And I have so many ways I can play orcs because there's it. Like my last one was Saldor. I haven't played a half-orc barbarian. No, wait, no, I played a half-orc barbarian in one of Seth's games, and he was in full plate. He was in that stone plate. Remember?
I do not.
Okay, well, it was the game where you kind of quit. It was the one where you left you in the like forest, and we're gonna go back to the camp to like stop them.
Oh, the Pathfinder 2?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
That
Pathfinder
does
2.
sound familiar.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
Familiar, yeah.
I just it's very generic, but I always have fun playing barbarians because they're always just. You don't always have to go hit, smash, hit. It can be like hit, smash, hit your weapon, or hit, smash, hit stuff, or grabby, or and it always feels good to just be a meathead in D&D and be dumb. Being dumb is more fun than being smart in most of the time now. I used to like playing wizards a ton, but being dumb is really fun for roleplay. It gives so many options to just be like, I'm learning now.
It's also nice now and again to just take a break from I need to be the super smart one to just
Yeah.
you guys take
Yeah.
that role now. I'm just gonna fucking
Yeah, just be dumb
just
and jump in
go
holes.
over there and just drink a lot and
Really,
cause
really.
problems.
Yeah, to be a
feel
be
your
a meanie beanie.
Yeah.
My runner up for favorite though is Gunslinger, just because it's like a cool hybrid of like Ranger and Rogue that I really like, and it involves technology that isn't like normal for D&D. Normally it's like fantasy, and it involves this like this steampunky element, which is super fun, and it's just a vibe that I can go with. Those are my favorites.
Yeah. For me, actually, surprisingly, when it comes to race, it actually needs a bit of thought.
Human.
No.
Grandma said like dwarf.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That it is a toss up between dwarf and orc.
Yeah, orc.
Yeah. Yeah, just. But the average, yeah, no, just believe
No
it or
one
not.
is shocked.
Just believe it or not. And I mean, yeah, fucking anyone who's played a game with me knows cleric definitely my favorite.
is your
class.
go-to.
I also recently learned a thing about how customizable the cleric is, on how every one of their main like key abilities has an archetype.
Yeah.
Their channeling has an archetype. I learned really recently. I could choose to channel ale and wine.
Huh.
Which, yeah, if I'm doing a healing effect, it removes sickened, nauseated, and ability damage from poison for a round. But if I'm doing it to inflict damage, I make everyone hungover and they become nauseated.
That's great.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
there's so many options to that. And then, yeah, there's domains with subdomains, which are...
Okay, we get it. You like Claire.
Yeah.
Let him talk.
This is not the time to waffle, Chris.
Yeah. We asked what your favorite class was, not all their abilities. You're just describing their abilities. We wanted to know what your favorites were. Why you like them.
Yeah, Claire. There's tons of customizability to them.
That is true.
And then, yeah, I just learned that there's even more customizability to them than I had known beforehand.
Yeah.
But,
That's awesome.
yeah.
What about race?
Dwarf.
He said
Dwarf.
dwarf and
Dwarf and half orc.
Yeah, you did say
Can-
dwarf.
Dwarf.
Dwark.
The dwarf.
The good old dork.
Okay, what's your favorite?
Class is a bit of a tough one. Race?
Yeah, just sat there. It's like, can I explain, or do we have
No.
to move on? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I'm like done. Like, that's
Good man.
it.
Good man. I appreciate that.
It's supposed to be a a talk, but okay.
It's not a talk if only you were talking.
It's still a talk. Someone is talking.
That is true.
No, it's a
a
monologue.
monologue. But it is a talk.
It is a talk.
It's just one
It's
man.
not a dialogue.
Oh, fuck. That's funny. All right, sir. How about you?
My favorite race is definitely lizard folk. I've had so much fun with them all the time. I love lizards. They're super cool. Lizard folk are so fun in a lot of role-playing games because they come in so many different flavors.
Yeah, I really
You
wish
can
those...
really-
What, the Yuan-Ti or something?
Oh,
Were
the snake
playable,
god
like,
people.
Yeah, they're like,
yes.
Yeah.
they're like, with like no legs, they just have the snake.
Yeah, yeah.
Like-
The abomination.
That'd be cool to play.
Oh yeah, you can play it. It's just very strong.
I can imagine.
And high CR. But yeah, lizard folk super cool. They're just so many flavors. You could be like a black lizard folk. You could be a green lizard folk. You could be a gold lizard folk. You could be
And
like
they
they
can
all
have
have different
different
biomes
stuff.
and
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
powers and
It's like
different
Dragonborn
things.
in
Yeah.
Fifth.
Good
Yeah.
diversity.
Yeah.
Very lot of diversity. It's really good. Favorite class is that's so hard. There's so many classes, and I played almost all of them.
Favorite class?
Not my go-to.
Pick your like top two.
I normally play spellcasters, but it's not my favorite. So I honestly just do it because like a lot of other reasons. I think my favorite's probably, you know what? It's probably Bard. Bard is probably my favorite
Bard's
class
pretty
because
sweet.
like Bard.
And not for the reasons you think, because we don't play those bards.
No, that is true.
No.
I've never played a support Bard, but
Oh no, I was talking about the bard that goes, I'm gonna fuck the dragon. I'm gonna fuck the queen.
I have played the opposite of
Yeah.
that as a bard.
Yeah, get away from
That is
me.
true.
I played a character that
Chastity.
was that. They weren't a bard.
I played an outcast Bard, so that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I've just had so much fun with Bards. They're so unique in what they can do. They can fight, they can buff, they can cast, they can...
Yeah.
They do so many different things, and I love variety.
Bards
So, Bards are just... I love them. They're great. And there's so many little weird little archetypes that just fit my niche of, like, I like to be very mobile and dexterous and, like, be able to do things like jumping and acrobatics. And blah,
That's
blah, blah.
another thing that
Bard's really good
Pathfinder
at that.
has amazing over 5th and Pathfinder 2 that I really respect is archetypes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's some-
archetypes are so...
That's something that I always overlook in like just how amazing Pathfinder is, because I love the system of 3.5 of Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Of just kind of that, it's more mechanically focused,
Yes.
which makes it more of a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And being able to have a game and roleplay good together is awesome.
Yes.
And because Pathfinder's so fleshed out and have archetypes that let you super focus your character to a thing you like or a thing you want to try, like you're saying, the scroll wizard, really cool. And I really respect that.
Or in many scenarios, just help fit classes into specific themes or settings that a game is.
Yeah.
supposed
So
to
many
be in.
times I
Yeah.
pick an archetype for just a theme on a
Yeah,
character.
because
So, like,
every
one-
single one of us, except for me, brought up the fact that there's archetypes to help flavor your character.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Which
yeah.
is super cool.
Yeah, just-
Archetypes are super fun.
Yeah,
I
it's-
love them.
You want to be the animal-loving, nature-bound druid, but it's going to be a setting. Urban druid. You
Yeah,
also
yeah,
want to
live
be
in
a
a city.
berserk barbarian, but it's going to be a whole lot of crowns. Well, hey, there's also the urban barbarian that gets a lot of bonuses
Yeah.
to that, and just help. And they just decide how they go
Or just
bonkers.
if you want to try something new.
Yeah.
If you're like, I really love druid so goddamn much, but I really want to have be sneaky like a rogue and do sneak stuff, but I don't want to cross class and have to lose levels. So you can find something for that
Oh, yeah.
probably.
Yeah, there's generally an archetype for
Which is
almost
super cool because I find a lot of systems do cross-classing really poorly.
Yes.
They make it really underwhelming. Because when Pathfinder 2 came here, when we bought the Pathfinder 2,
Yeah.
I was looking at cross-classing and it looked sweet on the surface. I'm like, that's so cool! Oh, you don't even need to take level dips. You just take feats and they put into the thing. You get the stuff. But it's so underwhelming.
It is
Yeah.
It is
incredibly
so
underwhelming.
underwhelming.
The problem is they're so focused in two that when you go, oh, I can take this, and then you go, wait a minute,
It doesn't.
it's useless.
It doesn't do anything.
It's literally
for me at
useless
all.
because I'm not that class.
Yeah, barbarian tries to take wizard, I think, or
I think
sorcerer.
you
I
were
think.
sorcerer, yeah.
Yeah, and I tried to take cross class on a sorcerer. I had to take 3 feats to get level 1 spells.
Yeah.
3 feats that would have made me insane as a barbarian, doing
yeah.
cleaves and charges and stuff. getting huge bonuses. No, instead I had to get like 2 casts of a level 1 spell.
Yeah.
I think
3
I think
feats.
the
It's
only
like,
way
cool.
2's like multi-class would work is if you're really high level and you've already multi-classed early on. But then even then, that's just so much work.
Yeah.
And by the time you get it, you're like, yay, maybe I'm cool. But I had to either struggle the entire time or the DM was just too nice to me and I got away with way too much crap.
Exactly. That's why I really respect Pathfinder. I still think to this day it's one of the best systems.
Yeah, it is definitely up there. It's definitely way up there.
It's like I
Definitely one of my favorite D20. Definitely my favorite
Absolutely.
D20.
Absolutely.
I respect that. Yeah, Paizo wanted to try something new, but yeah, Pathfinder 2 definitely feels like it's their 4th edition. It's been said before.
Yeah, it feels video gamey.
It does feel very video gamey, which I don't like my tabletop to feel video gamey.
Yeah,
Right?
if
I don't
if
play
I-
video games and tabletops at the I don't want them to be the same. They're different.
Yeah, and that's the kind of cool thing about Pathfinder 1, I think, is that a lot of the like systems it has gives very detailed descriptions about things you can do, like balancing, or and it doesn't feel like that would be in a video game, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it makes it feel like, oh, I need to it's a daring thing to do, right? And I have to roll to do daring thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
It involves you a bit.
If there's the chance of failure, not just character does.
Yeah.
I think Pathfinder 1 does the best version of investment in abilities.
Yeah.
Where you can invest into something to be good at it and you feel those results. Whereas, like, not to downplay any other systems, but I think, like, 5th is a good example of it. Kind of feels like you're just good at what you do and it's always the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is my only issue with that system, really, is it's very generic in that way. Not to say you can't be diverse, but it's different to Pathfinder, right?
Yeah.
In Pathfinder, I could be a fighter who just wants to be acrobatic, even though I have no stats for it.
Yeah.
And I could just do that. And I could be really good at it, even though I have no stats for it. And I could minimally even, I could build into it a little bit and still be good at it.
Yeah.
I don't have to, sacrifice my character to be good at something that's out of my field, right?
Yeah. It feels like how kind of what RuneQuest wants to try and do.
Yeah.
Which RuneQuest is, I feel, it doesn't invoke it as well as I originally thought of. You're a human being. You're a person. I'm the fighter class, but like you said, I can still do acrobatics, or I can still do this, or I can still spells. You're a person. You change as you level. You learn. You grow.
Yeah, Pathfinder 1 just gives you the options that other D20s just kind of lack.
Yeah.
Like going specifically into just skills. I know you have your list of class skills that give you a bonus if you invest in them, but you don't have to at all. One of my favorite fighters had almost every skill they invested in was not a class skill. Knowledges, acrobatics, diplomacy.
Yeah, a lot of the mechanics of Pathfinder, I think, cross over really well with roleplay. The entwining of the mechanics of Pathfinder and the roleplay it invokes are so good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's like 3.5. The way 3.5
Yeah.
kind of 3.5 was not the best system in my opinion. It had a lot of flaws, but it
But
definitely
invoked
that feeling of just
role-play,
I can do what I want.
Yeah.
And I don't get punished for it, right?
Yeah, I'm not taking away from the group to
Yeah.
want to do this. I want to use rope really well. It's like, okay, you can use rope really well, but you're still a good ranger.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Whereas other systems like Pathfinder 2 or 5th edition just gonna go, all right, these are your class skills. You pick a handful of them. This is all you get. That's it.
It's effectively you get to pick one of 4 paths, maybe if you're lucky,
And
it always goes to the same end result.
then for 5th edition, it's every so often you have to choose between a incredibly invaluable feat, or you can have just a couple more skills that now you're okay at.
And everyone's like, skills.
More points, please.
Or
On a
Pathfinder
rare
2,
occasion, you go, I want to do this feat because my entire character is built around this one feat.
or Pathfinder 2, they go, you can increase a skill you're already okay at to just be better at it, or you can get another skill that you're okay at. And
I didn't like that about Pathfinder 2 a lot.
Yeah,
was its
instead of-
level tiered skills.
Yeah.
That was so lame. oh, you want to do this? You have to be at this tier of skill, or you just auto fail.
Yeah.
It's
I wish
what?
I wish they did it in the sense of being better made it easier to win instead
Totally.
of not allowed.
I think you should be able to try anything. That's the whole thing. That's the most amazing part about D&D is the saying of you can try.
Yeah.
I want to jump on the Hydra and stab in the head. You can try.
Well,
you can try.
Well, that was a big
Good
thing in
luck.
Pathfinder 2 is it actually specifically said that you could try, you're just guaranteed to fail.
Which
That's
is
the other
so
thing.
lame.
I mean, it's like as I said, it's very video gamey. It's like walking up to a door in Skyrim.
Yes,
and
yeah.
it's just
Like
loud.
20 lockpicking
Yeah,
or
it's like,
whatever. Yeah.
well, I can't open this. Guess I'll come back later.
Gotta
Yeah.
come back and
Which is
level up.
and it
Or cheat
that
codes.
doesn't invoke that need of D&D. I think D&D like role playing games should let you do things that you yourself can't do because you just want to like explore and try these things, and you want to like imagine yourself as a hero or villain or
Oh yeah.
something doing something you can't normally do. Why are spells here? Because it's something that is fantasized throughout history.
Yeah.
It's the ability to affect reality. It's like I'm power tripping,
and almost
stuff like that.
Yeah, and if you really want it, just about every class has the option somewhere to attain it in some level.
Yeah, and so
yeah.
for systems to go just say no and put a wall down is like any limiter like that is so lame.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like
I was like, yeah, Pathfinder 1 has something like that in just specific skills you need a single rank in to use, but yeah, you just put one of your
Yeah.
list of ranks in.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping you from putting that one
Yeah.
rank in
Oh,
there.
Even
when
if you have no
it.
skill points, it's still
Yeah, just
not bad.
there is. It's like the only exception is fly because you need a reliable means of
Yeah.
flight.
Flight.
Otherwise,
you
Yeah.
it
can't just
doesn't
run
make sense.
around on the
Yeah.
on the ground going. "Meow,"
Pathfinder
and
does a
game
really
And
good
it
job.
translates.
I'm better.
I feel like for the most part, Pathfinder does a really good job of justification for things
Yeah.
like
Oh,
when
yeah.
you're like,
Totally.
why does this not work? Well, it makes sense. Why
Yeah.
does this work? Well, it makes sense. Like
Absolutely.
you can't do untrained skills because they're generally skills that require a lot of training, like
Yeah.
knowledges. You don't just know things for
Yeah.
no reason. Just able to vice.
Yeah.
And
You
actually,
can't just do that by accident most of the time.
when it comes to knowledge, I actually really like it because if it's a knowledge DC of 10 or less being something that could just be common knowledge, yeah, you could still roll it. And if you have access to a library, you can then still
You can
make an
study,
untrained knowledge check because what you're looking for might
Maybe
be
in the book.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really yeah.
I mean, yeah, like you should just never. A situation never occur where it's like it's just a flat out no.
No.
No,
Because
there should never be
it's,
flat.
It's awful to deal with, and it gets rid of those fun situations where it's like you're locked in a cage and the barbarian goes up to pry open the cell door and he fails, but then the wizard walks up and nat 20s in.
Yeah, just enough for you to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they don't make that giant anger banner. They bend it just enough for their life
Lift with the
frame.
legs, not the back, Roga.
Everyone's just sitting there like, what?
Yeah.
It's always so funny.
Yeah.
The barbarian's like,
Gotta leave that wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best. Those are the best moments of D&D is when just something fucking crazy happens that no one expected. Like, like just the
Well, it's
wizard
not
goes
even
up and
right?
triple crits the dude with a knife and just like tears out his
Doors
heart
up,
and
yeah.
goes, no, I didn't know I could do that. Ah! And the barbarian's like, and everyone's like, and he's dead. That guy's dead.
Yeah,
It's
you're
like,
All right, we need to interrogate the rat folk. I'm going to subdue him with my fist. I don't have any feats or anything for it. Yeah, triple crit just in through the skull, gripping the brain. Like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh god, how did I do that?
yeah, it's just, it removes.
That was an accident.
And then it makes the failures not as fun either, because if you just get flat out no's, it's like, oh no,
Yeah,
no, okay,
Yeah.
I'll just go do something else.
Yeah,
Whereas, like in your game, Braden is like, oh, I'm up on top of the mast of this boat in the rocking ocean, and there's a giant shark man with an anchor about to kill my friend. I'm gonna pile drive. I'm gonna give him the people's elbow from the top. Ah, natural one, just head right into the side of the boat, unconscious.
And he misses entirely.
Yeah, bounce.
Yeah, it's just like you can do it. I ain't gonna stop you.
But
And it's hilarious.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
That
oh
shit's
god, One.
Yeah.
Wow.
It also takes away the memes, too.
Yeah.
Of like,
That's
you know,
annoying
like from the gamers of Natural 20.
Yeah, well, it's like I remember in one of your games, there was like this guy, like we were in a Coliseum, there's this guy standing behind a gate being like, yeah, you can't get to me, you're gonna have to fight all my stuff. And I just walked up to the gate, just got like a napkin, and there was like old portcullis up into the ceiling, and he was like,
Yeah, and that was the gate that was not supposed that nobody opened before too. Yeah, people tried, it didn't work.
shit, I need to get out of here.
Right? Like,
Oh no,
like, that's hilarious.
this is
I'm
You never get. But
Nutty.
even if by level they're not supposed to get there, the fact that you just did that just
yeah, it just
Leads
takes
to fun
it
moments.
takes away those like there's so much flavor there. Like there's so much room for role play and fun moments and that excitement of like I don't know what could happen.
Yeah.
Anything could happen. Amazing stuff, terrifying stuff, sad stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whereas, but if there's games with roadblocks, you're like, well, I know what's gonna happen here.
There's a guy-
I don't have the skill to pick these locks.
Oh, gee,
I don't have
rolled
the
a super high number, but it said no.
yeah, just there's no point in trying. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, take away the option to try,
Yeah.
and then you don't bother, right?
Yeah.
Man, yeah, just sucking a little bit of Pathfinder's pee there.
Yeah. Just
But I love Pathfinder.
I mean, to be fair, it's a complex system though. Like,
Yes.
it's not for everybody. So
Yeah.
if you can manage to figure it out,
Totally.
it's so worth it.
Yeah, I
but
mean-
if you can't, don't feel bad.
I
'Cause,
mean,
like, it's just not for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we said. God, how
It's for us
I mean,
hardcore gamers only.
It
I
might
mean,
have
I've
even just
been
been
playing
last
D&D
week.
for over a decade.
Yeah, we have been playing it for over 10 years now.
Yeah.
My dad was like, "Hey, wee boy, here's some dragons and dungeons." And I went, "Yes, father, I will spread the word."
And
Sure you did.
I did.
Oh,
I spread the word.
yeah. Many
Yeah, fucking-
weekends,
some of us
just no
just-
sleeping.
No.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. Oh,
High
high school.
we should do that for the next stream.
Friday night, school's done. Go to Devon's. Stay at Devon's till like 4 in the morning. Fall asleep under the foosball table.
I don't know
Wake
how
up,
we did that.
do it again.
Wake up, slap a brick of butter with some bread, and eat it.
Noodles. A lot of the time it was
So
noodles.
many noodles.
So many noodles.
Hey, just listen, yeah. One day,
My family
it could
paid
be
for
like
so
a
many noodles.
follower thing or some subscription thing. Just like this happens, 24-hour D&D.
Dude, I'm not against that.
Yeah, if
just-
we hit X amount of subscribers, we will do it.
I feel
24
sad
hours.
for the DM who has to do it.
Those girls.
I
Listen,
will
it's-
take this mantle.
No, we should we should do a roulette wheel.
Oh, the wheel.
yeah, because we can all
Do the
DM.
wheel.
We can all
The
DM.
DM wheel.
I love that.
We'll
I
spin
love
the
that.
Oh yeah.
Every option has like a piece of paper in front and it just says Chris behind all of them.
And it's Chris!
No, it has everyone's name, but there's that piece of paper. And what happens is the person who is it, if they don't want to do it, they get the paper, and just whoever's behind them. It's just all me though. So if whoever doesn't want to, ooh,
It's always Chris.
just wow, who could have seen that?
That's a
one
great
coming?
idea. Hey, it's going to be on a VOD too, so now we have to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now
we
it's-
have to do it.
It's
Record it.
there.
We'll have
Yeah.
to figure out how many, but I
Oh,
like
it'll be
that.
fun. We can figure that out later.
Oh yeah. I mean, I kind of like when we're doing the 24
Yeah.
subscribe.
Yeah, once I hit 24 subscribers
Yeah.
on my Twitch, I'm doing a 24-hour stream.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, no, we've been doing this for a while. I think we've got a good amount of
Yeah, I
time.
think-
to,
oh,
Yeah.
Good amount of
Oh,
time.
yeah.
go with.
All right,
Getting
everybody.
plenty of crap.
So,
Stuff.
Oh, God!
So yeah,
Fall over and die.
so from what I recall, there's gonna be no game Friday because Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's Christmas
And-
time. Everyone's seen their families, right?
Yeah, and
Ray Chrysler.
so but I believe we're still doing the Monday.
No, why would we do
No.
the Monday thing?
We'll figure that one out.
Yeah,
We might be alive on
Yeah,
Monday.
we are probably going to be taking a week or two off. We don't
Yeah.
know. We will find
Holidays
out.
are a
You'll
wild
either see
ride.
us on Monday or Friday.
Expect our streams to be not happening. Expect.
Expect this.
If no one's
check out our Instagram and Twitter to find out more. Find out our schedules.
We'll have funny
to find
Christmas
out-
memes for
to
you
find out
kids.
if it's happening. Just goes to it or thinks it's not.
Yes. No.
No.
You
I know we said no flat nose, but no.
people who know will know.
All right. But thanks for tuning in,
All right,
boys
thanks
and
for
girls.
watching,
We
everybody.
appreciate you.
Y'all have a wonderful one, and brush your teeth.
Merry Christmas.